Thanks for coming along with us and seeing Bill's blacksmith shop and how he does things and how things used to be done back in the day. It's good to see that an art like this is still alive and well. And speaking of an art being alive and well, we've met Bill. Let's head inside and meet Betty Pretty, and she's going to do a pottery demonstration for us. So come along. So where did your clay come from?
Oh, Minnesota Clay Company. It's in Minnesota, and I just got 3,000 pounds a month.
That sounds like a lot, but is it really?
It's enough for a year.
Okay.
Because of shipping, I always wait and get it all at once.
Okay.
And it's good. It's sealed in plastic. Ah, there's my sponge.
Is that typically how they come, in that size?
Oh no, they're in blocks. You have to cut it and work it up.
Oh boy, okay.
And you just lean against it and get it to the center of the wheel. Have you ever tried this?
I have never tried that. What are you doing? It's getting taller. What are you doing?
I'm pushing on it, and I'm bringing it up into a spiral, and then I'll push it back down. So this is mixing the clay and getting it round.
It looks like something already.
So this one, to make smaller pieces, I do it off the top. We'll make one and then one.
So you've been here
So are there designs you work off of, or is this just throw a piece of clay on there and see where it goes?
No, there's more than that to it. So that's not quite round, so I cut that off. No, and if you're going to make a set of plates or something, you get a ruler and you weigh your clay out so that it's all the same. So after you center it and open it, what you're doing is thinning the walls so that the pot's the same thickness. More pressure on the inside makes it grow out.
So what got you interested in this?
My high school art teacher let me on the wheel one time. I was hooked.
And all these years later, we're still doing it.
Yeah. So my father built me a wheel. My brothers dug the clay. My father built me a wheel from a flywheel off of a baler and the axle out of a Ford car. I told you we were poor.
That's innovation at its best, though.
Oh, I begged them a lot. I have to have a wheel, guys. And it's been fun ever since. I can't imagine not making a pie.
Well, to do the same thing all these years. Now, were some of the earlier wheels like
Oh, the kit wheels?
Yeah.
I've done them too. But the thing of it is, it's really not repetition, because with clay and with every firing, if you change the temperature 50 degrees in the firing, you have changed everything. So it's a constant experimenting to see how far I can push the clay, and it's interesting. I learn something new all the time. So you never get bored. Never.
After how many years of doing this?
Since 1964.
Yeah, so it'd be right at 60 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
It looks so incredibly simple. I'm sure it probably is now, but it wasn't so much in the early going.
Right, and I teach classes in this, and my students in a 15, 16-hour class, they make 10 pieces. So it's a doable, it's just all technique and a little bit of strength.
So what would somebody need to do to get started doing this?
Get a wheel and dig some clay.
Where do you get a wheel?
Oh, any supplier, they have them. Boy, the price of them have gotten crazy.
I bet.
I have 5 or 6 wheels now, so I can teach classes.
Well, it's probably like anything. You probably have like an entry model wheel that's not priced so high, clear up to the Taj Mahal of wheels and everything in between.
Yeah, and kills have gotten to be real expensive too. I figure I'm good the rest of mine. Okay, so now the clay's centered. You can tell it's not wobbling. And then you open the clay and pull it out. And this is just a piece of hard rubber that compresses the bottom of larger pieces in bowls. And after you have it opened and the bottom is good, you start pulling the sides up.
Oh my gosh.
The main thing is just hold your hands still and let the wheel go around and do the work. And I tell all my students, if you can open it and pull a cylinder, you can make anything.
Well, as I said, it looks so incredibly simple.
Oh, it's a good babysitter too.
I'll bet it is.
The kids like to watch it.
Instead of going outside and making mud pies like we did as a kid, I'll make pottery.
Now this is the fun part, and then after this piece sets till tomorrow, I cut it off the board, turn it back over, center it, trim the foot, the bottom for it to sit on in the firing, and get it all trimmed up, and then put the flowers on it. Then it dries 2 weeks, and the firing all starts. Hey, it's a little hot for firing right now too.
Yeah, it would be. How long does it have to stay in the fire, though?
It's about a 24-hour process.
Okay.
So now you have a cylinder, you can make this into a bowl or a vase or whatever you want once you have have it this process. So we'll go out here and make it. Okay, and then I just take a rib. And just stretch this out. All of my kids and grandkids can make a pot. I start them when they're about 3. Now they don't all like it. One of them said, "I don't want my hands dirty." That's okay.
That's a good age to start, though.
Yeah. And it's been a lot of fun. Just keep making pots. Come to Iron and Lace. There's lots of things to do. There's raku, and they do classes in 3 things. Lots of things.
So anything else you want to ask her?
I can't think of anything offhand. This has been an education, to be sure.
Well, I'm glad you came.
Well, this is so neat.
Okay, all the pottery has Queen Anne's lace flowers in it. Each one has its own individual flower. It's put into the clay when the clay is wet, and then the coloring is put on. It dries 2 weeks, then it's bisque-fired, which burns the flower away and leaves the print of that blossom. And then after it's bisque-fired, it's glazed and finished. They're all food safe. You can use them, and it's been fun.
Wow.
Because that was kind of cool.
Okay. Okay, so this is a bowl that I have made. It has Queen Anne's lace flowers put into each one and then fired away after the first firing. So every piece of pottery has its own flower blossom, which makes it real unique. They're all different. And we do a lot of different patterns and styles with the Queen Anne's lace. But that's kind of the trademark. It's the Queen Anne's lace. In the last 5 or 6 years, I have branched out and I do leaf bowls and doily bowls and some we've been doing raku since '91.
Wow.
So we do a lot of that too. So that's how those are made. Okay. And then these are the doily bowls. This is done with actual doily that your grandmother crocheted.
Yes, I have
And
some.
you put that into the clay, and I don't burn them out. I pull them back off so that I can use them. I couldn't burn my grandma's doily. So that is done that way. And then after I've got the print in there with the doily, I shape the bowl, and then they sit overnight, and then I put the feet on them, and then they dry 2 weeks, and then I fire them in a bisque state, and then I take them out and glaze them. This bowl here is all glazed with a little bitty brush, and it takes about 6 hours to glaze one of these. So, but I say it's a sit-down job, so I do that. And then
A lot of man hours into something like that.
oh yeah. And then these are leaf bowls. And a few years ago I started, a guy at the Mason house had a sycamore tree. So I decided to make sycamore bowls. So this is the actual leaf, and then it's cut around the leaf. Bowl is shaped, same process. Feet go on the next day, and then they're glazed. These are a little faster glazing. Okay. And then you can look around. You'll find lots of different things, but those are the main 3 things I do. and then a wheel.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed this trip back in time as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. Thanks very much to Bill and Betty Printy here at Iron and Lace in Bentonsport, Iowa. And as you can see, on a warm day, we've got plenty of shade right here on their front porch. Come on in, play a game of checkers, or just sit down, enjoy a cool drink, enjoy the breeze, and enjoy the scenery here in Bentonsport, Iowa. Until next time, I'm Mark with Rich on the Backroads Channel. We're your backroads to adventure. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button and be sure to like us on Facebook.